Chapter 1083, The Truth About That Day. We're going to jump right into the meat and potatoes of this chapter, but I do have to mention I love the cover request of Doflamingo putting a band-aid on a little chick while letting him rest on his fur coat. I think it is very beautiful, and I think it is foreshadowing that maybe Doflamingo might get some redemption sometime in the near future. Let's see what happens. The chapter starts off with Sabo explaining to Dragon and Emporio Ivankov what exactly happened at Marijoa. And you want to know what happened? Everyone at Marijoa subscribe to this channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, guys, and drop a like if you've been enjoying the content. Check out my latest videos. I'll put them in the description. But guys, this chapter is absolutely epic for a couple of reasons, but one of the biggest reasons by far is the introduction to God's Knights. I think this might have been referenced in a previous chapter. I saw something about that, I think, but God's Knights, we see the silhouettes. Dragon is talking about them, that he specifically says, as expected, though, they are not a foe who will just take all this lying down. Our real battle will start when they mobilize. And this introduction of the God's Knights adds a lot to the One Piece story, right? Because a part of me for a little while now was thinking, can 3 admirals and a fleet admiral really take on, a couple of emperors maybe teaming up? Like, what if hypothetically, what if Shanks and Luffy teamed up? I feel like they would be able to easily take out 4 admirals, right? Like 2 Yonko crews, 4 admirals. I think they can do it. And I think a lot of us believe that Imu-sama was just so absurdly powerful that he would kind of balance it out if needed. And then we also get the introduction of, St. J. Garcia Saturn. So we know that the Marines and, the world government in general has more than just the admirals at play. It seems like they have the 5 Elder Stars, and now even the God's Knights, which are, probably the hypest group or organization in a while now, right? This is like the new, Akatsuki, basically. This is like when the warlords were introduced and we only saw like silhouettes, or when the emperors were introduced and we only saw some of their silhouettes and stuff like that. This is a new organization, a new group of powerhouses. They have to be powerhouses because they got Dragon over here practically sweating. So I'm very excited for this group. I'm very excited to see who they are exactly. A lot of theories flowing around, and I do not blame you guys for thinking that that guy in the middle looks a lot like Shanks. The one next to him looks a lot like Dragon. There's a lot of theories that those could be like evil clones of Dragon, Shanks, and other people, that maybe the Celestial Dragons was able to clone them. I'm not a fan of this theory. I hope that is not the case. I feel like with the Seraphim, I think we have enough clones in the story. I don't think we need any more, honestly. Maybe, a couple here and there, but not an entire organization made up of the strongest, pirates, but cloned. I'm not a fan of that. Another theory that I did see some people talking about was that, what if this is a family of celestial dragons, but the most powerful family of the celestial dragons? Because it does make a lot of sense that the celestial dragons do have to have an absurd amount of power. They've been able to take over the entire world, and a lot of us assume that it's thanks to Imu-sama's incredible power, but what if he's not alone? What if he is also part of that family and he's the most powerful one in that family, but there are more in that group? Maybe there's not hundreds of them, but maybe there's 10 of them, 8 of them, 20 of them, 30 of them, a realistic number for a small group of powerhouses, right? I'm leaning on something like 10. But we'll have to wait and see who it is. But God's Knights, I have a feeling it could be the Figureland family, which they were talked about in film Red. So Shanks is apparently from this family, the Fingerland family, and they are they are from the Celestial Dragons. It is hinted. I don't think it was confirmed. Sorry, I don't think it's confirmed that Shanks is from that family, but I think it is like heavily implied that he comes from that Celestial Dragon family, the Fingerland family. And if that is the case, these God's Knights could end up being just, the current members of the Figureland family. Maybe they are the only Celestial Dragons that truly train and are truly powerful, because as we all know, all the Celestial Dragons are utter jokes, the ones we've seen, right? But these might be different. These could be the ones that you truly have to take seriously, and you truly have to fear. And these guys might be the reason the world fears the Celestial Dragons in the first place, and they might be the reason that the world government decided to back them up as hard as they do, right? Like the world government literally does anything the Celestial Dragons say. At any of their whims, the Marines are very, very quick to jump on those whims. But maybe Imu-sama's part of that family as well. Who knows? But I do like this theory more than evil Shanks, evil dragon. Maybe that's Shanks' father in the center there. That'd be pretty sick, because there's a lot of theories too that, Shanks' father is Roxy Zebek. And although that theory's not a horrible theory, I think I do like the idea of Roxy Zebek just being his own man and not being linked to anybody. I feel like the will of Roxy Zebek is in Blackbeard, and that is enough. I don't think we always need to have like a father and son connection with every like major villain and every major, character in the story. I like, people like Zoro, people like Sabo, that they don't have any, parents that we really know or even care about, really. We just love the character, and I like that. I like that Roxy Zebek can be his own man. He doesn't have to be connected to anybody, by blood. I do like that idea. But anyway, God's Knights, obviously the most hype part of the chapter. We also are going to get more information on a little bit more details on what happened on the Reverie. Something else that made this chapter really epic was the reintroduction of Karasu, who I think is most people's favorite Revolutionary Army member, except for, Sabo and Dragon maybe, but this guy has always just looked so sick. And we now know that he ate the soot fruit, which is a type of, it's almost like poison smoke, right? So it's like a combination of like smoker's fruit with almost a sort of toxin, right? Because think of soot like a very, very, very old, dirty truck that's like, 50 years old, and you started for the first time, and all that black, soot that comes out of the muffler. Well, that is soot, basically. It is just like a very dirty, black, flaky substance that's usually from like organic material thing. It's usually like created by burning, certain materials, things like that. You can Google what soot is. It's not that complicated. But from what I remember, that is what soot is, and I think it's pretty cool that we have a soot user, right? Fruit user, and I'm excited to see what he's capable of. So far, it seems like he can create like these ravens that attack, and he can fly, and he can probably manipulate the suit to any needs that he requires. So I think that's pretty sick. Very excited to see what he's capable of. It seems like he's able to tussle with Fujitora for a little bit, although we do know Fujitora and Green Bull are severely nerfed, because they are not able to go all out. They are not able to go all out in the grand city of Marijoa. So good thing for the Marines, because they need a little handicap, right? And then the chapter ends with a lot happens in this chapter, but I'm just going to focus on, I'm going to make this review like short and sweet. But we do get King Cobra at the very end on a wheelchair being rolled in by his homies to speak to the celestial dragons. And I'm not sure why. It is around here that he meets his end. We know that he meets his end around here because there's a photograph in the beginning of this chapter that shows Sabo over his dead body. So somebody kills King Cobra, and Sabo is the one to witness it. Somebody takes a photo. Sabo's framed. And there we go. That is the mystery. But who is the one who did the dark deed? That is what I hope we find out next week. Doesn't seem like there's going to be a break. So very exciting stuff. Oda has just been on an absolute tear. Drop a like for God D. Oda. Hit that subscribe button, guys. I know this review was a little short and sweet, but I just felt like I had to bust out this review as soon as possible. This chapter, the whole God's Knights thing, man, it just got me really thinking, and it made me really want to just drop a quick review, see what you guys think. Let me know in the comments if you think the Figureland family theory holds up in your eyes, right? In you guys' minds. Like, does that make sense to you guys? Or do you think it's more the evil Shanks, evil dragon? Like, is it a bunch of evil clones, which could be very cool if, I know Oda is going to execute it well if that is what the deal is, but I don't know. I'm more of a fan of introducing like a new group of characters, maybe showing the lineage to Shanks, that Shanks was like an escaped Figureland family member who decided to become a pirate, and that is why the Celestial Dragons grant him an audience, because he is part of the God's Knights originally, but he decided to forge his own path thanks to, him being raised by Goldie Roger and whatnot. Let me know what you guys think, man. Love the chapter. Definitely some very hype moments. I can't wait to see what Oda has in store. So far, 2023 and One Piece have just been, a match made in heaven.